Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where every move, every whisper, and every possibility for our boys in purple and gold comes under the brightest spotlight. Before we get into today's earth-shaking update, do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of this blockbuster off-season saga. Now, let's cut straight to the chase. Sources close to our front office are buzzing that Brook Lopez, yes, the veteran big man known for stretching the floor and protecting the rim, is all but confirmed to be joining the Los Angeles Lakers this summer. Imagine the scene. Lopez in purple and gold, patrolling the paint at Crypto.com Arena, anchoring our defense and raining threes in crunch time. Could this be the missing piece that finally gives LeBron James and Luka Doncic the interior presence they've been craving? Lopez, an unrestricted free agent fresh off a season in Milwaukee, was unlikely to re-sign with the Bucks after their rumored plans to trade Giannis Antetokounmpo took center stage. At 37 years old, he's not the spring chicken he once was, but numbers don't lie. Lopez has shot exactly 37% from three-point range in each of the last 3 seasons, a feat that places him among the NBA's most reliable floor spacers. Is it possible that this rare combination of rim protection and perimeter shooting becomes the X factor that propels the Lakers past the Western Conference's elite? Think about the Lakers' front court rotation last season. Plenty of talent, but limited spacing. With Anthony Davis commanding double teams in the post and LeBron often orchestrating from the elbow, defenses had license to clog the paint. Now, picture Lopez gravitating to the corners, forcing opponents to choose between contesting his veteran pop or risking open driving lanes for our superstars. Fans are wondering if this could mean a 20-point swing in late-game scenarios, shifting close contests firmly in LA's favor. Some insiders believe that Lopez has already given head coach J.J. Reddick and GM Rob Pelinka his verbal commitment, pending only the official paperwork. Word is, Lopez is comfortable taking a slight pay cut for his first taste of purple and gold, motivated by one goal: an NBA championship. Could this veteran presence also accelerate the development of our young bigs, guys like Jackson Hayes and Christian Wood, by mentoring them in everything from pick-and-pop reads to defensive rotations? The potential ripple effects are enormous. It's also worth noting how Lopez's signing might reshape opposing game plans. Teams like Denver and Phoenix, which excel at interior scoring and play through multiple bigs, will suddenly face a Lakers squad with a legitimate 7-footer patrolling, the paint on one end and a sniper on the wing at the other. Is it possible that this dual threat repels drives and forces teams into low-percentage mid-range jumpers? Could Lopez's veteran IQ and understanding of spacing elevate the entire roster's efficiency? Let's not ignore the human element either. Lakers fans have embraced Lopez's calm, unflappable presence throughout his career. The image of Brook calmly rising in the corner for a catch-and-shoot 3, followed by a swat on the next possession, could become one of the defining highlights of the 2025-26 season. Some believe this signing will not only strengthen the court presence but also stabilize the locker room, injecting veteran leadership at a crucial juncture when chemistry can make or break a championship pursuit. Of course, with great speculation comes great scrutiny. Is Lopez's age a legitimate risk? Could the wear and tear of a long season limit his availability in March and April? Lakers supporters are already debating whether the team should stagger his minutes or lean heavily on load management, especially during that grueling 8 games in 14 days stretch. Yet the counter-argument is just as compelling. If Lopez can stay healthy and contribute even 20 minutes of quality spacing and rim protection per night, the trade-off is more than worthwhile. And let's briefly entertain the what-if scenario. What if Lopez's commitment inspires other veterans to consider LA? Could his presence send a message to free agents still weighing offers that the Lakers are operating with both championship vision and veteran respect? Could the ripple effect of one high-profile signing create momentum that attracts role players hungry for playoff glory? Fans are already speculating that Lopez's arrival might be the first domino in a series of savvy additions that transform Lakerland into a free agency hotspot. But before we wrap up Part 1, I've got to hear from you. Do you believe Brook Lopez is the definitive answer to LA's big man dilemma? Personally, as a lifelong Lakers supporter, I'm convinced that adding a floor-spacing veteran of his caliber alongside our superstar duo could be the strategic masterstroke that finally tips the scales in our favor. I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. As the trade chatter heats up, let's dive into what life could look like on the hardwood if Cam Johnson does indeed don the purple and gold, and alternatively, what could happen if the Warriors pull off the upset, and why both outcomes carry massive ripple effects for our Lakers' title hopes. First, imagine Cam slotted into the Lakers' rotation. Picture the starting lineup. Russell orchestrating the offense, LeBron leading the break, Anthony Davis patrolling the paint, Rui Hachimura's versatile finishing, and Cam Johnson stationed in that corner, ready to let it fly. That alignment would force defenses to respect every angle. Drive and kick threes would become an automatic weapon, pick-and-pop actions with AD would become lethal, and LeBron's ability to collapse the defense before dishing to Cam for open triples could redefine heat check. Coach Reddick would suddenly have an embarrassment of riches, able to stagger minutes, dial up small ball units, or unleash a lethal second unit anchored by Cam's shooting and Snell's defense. But it's not just about spacing. Cam's defensive growth cannot be overlooked. He's earned praise for his on-ball pressure, switching versatility, and ability to contest without fouling. In a conference where perimeter scoring is king, having a two-way wing who can guard elite scorers like Paul George, Devin Booker, or Kyrie Irving could be a game-changer. Imagine late-game scenarios where Cam draws the assignment on the opposing team's best wing, allowing LeBron and AD to conserve energy for key possessions. That kind of matchup flexibility is exactly what championship-caliber teams covet, and what the Lakers have desperately needed. Now, let's consider the flip side. If the Warriors outmaneuver LA and land Cam instead, Golden State would instantly bolster their rotational shooting behind Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, creating a three-headed monster so potent that even the tightest defense would struggle to keep up. For the Lakers, losing out on Johnson could sting, not just because of the on-court loss, but because it might signal a lack of aggression in trade negotiations, or the misjudgment of how precious draft capital and role players should be leveraged at the deadline. And that brings us to the ultimate trade deadline question. Is now the right time to mortgage the future? Lakers loyalists have long debated whether it's better to hold on to first-round picks in hopes of drafting the next star, or to swing hard for a veteran who can contribute immediately. Trading away a first-rounder or two for Cam could tip the scales toward a win-now mentality, declaring that this championship window, powered by LeBron's experience and Luka's unprecedented talent, is worth sacrificing some long-term assets. For a franchise chasing its 18th banner, that's a compelling argument. But if the bid fails, LA risks ending up with depleted draft assets and an unfulfilled promise. Imagine the buzz around training camp when Brook Lopez first dons Lakers purple and gold. Practices that used to be dominated by big man drills suddenly become showcase events for pick-and-pop sessions, with LeBron and Anthony Davis feeding Lopez in those corner pockets and watching him rise effortlessly for three. It's the kind of dynamic that not only stretches defenses on game night, but also transforms every practice rep into a microcosm of championship preparation. How quickly would opposing scouts adjust their scouting reports, knowing they must account for a 7-footer one-corner over and a two-time MVP orchestrating the offense from the elbow? Then there's the ripple effect on bench chemistry. When Lopez sits, you could see Jackson Hayes and Christian Wood rotate in with newfound confidence, because they've had a front-row seat to a veteran's approach to spacing and timing. Imagine those younger bigs absorbing every footwork nuance and decision-making habit. emerging stronger on defense and more decisive on offense. Could this mentorship accelerate their growth curve, turning what was a shaky reserve rotation into a legitimate third-unit threat capable of maintaining leads while the stars rest? Off the court, the Lakers' front office narrative becomes a powerful recruitment tool. Veteran free agents and role players looking for an NBA home might start circling LA in greater numbers, spurred by Lopez's arrival and the promise of competing alongside the league's premier duo. Picture agents whispering over dinner meetings about the allure of purple and gold, how the organization respects its veteran contributors, and how the fan base will embrace anyone willing to sacrifice for a championship. Is it possible that Lopez's commitment triggers a domino effect, culminating in a mid-level signing that further solidifies depth? Meanwhile, in the Bay Area, Warriors brass can't afford to rest on their laurels. With Lopez now theoretically off the board, Golden State might pivot to alternative targets, perhaps dangling another first-round pick for a rising wing or exploring a buyout market splash. This duel for resources could reshape both rosters in unexpected ways, fueling a summer arms race that sees each California Titan scrambling to one-up the other. Fans on both sides of the state line will be glued to every rumor feed, watching each tweet and leak as if it were Game 7 of the finals. Let's also consider the championship calendar. A mid-October announcement of Lopez's signing sets ABC Daiku, tone for preseason exhibitions where every scrimmage becomes a statement game. The narrative shifts from "Can the Lakers compete?" to "How dominant will this reinvigorated core be?" Those early wins carry weight far beyond mere preseason. Records, they become confidence-building rituals, forging bonds and sharpening rotations. Could a dominant preseason stretch psychologically tilt the entire season in LA's favor before a single regular season buzzer sounds? Ultimately, the signing of Brook Lopez transcends box scores and stat lines. It represents an organizational commitment to balance old-school fundamentals with modern spacing priorities. In a league defined by super teams and unicorn talents, the Lakers would be sending a message that veteran savvy still matters, that championship DNA is nurtured both in veteran leadership and in cultivating young talent. And as the regular season dawns with the world watching, only one question remains. Will this strategic blueprint finally deliver banner number 18 to the Lakers' storied franchise? Behind the scenes, you can bet the Lakers' front office is weighing every variable: how Cam's contract impacts their salary cap, how his presence affects future free agent recruitment, and how blockbuster trades shape the team culture. Meanwhile, Warriors executives are reminding Johnson of the strength in numbers mantra, the Oracle legacy, and the opportunity to chase titles alongside Curry. Both pitches have emotional hooks, and neither side can guarantee a championship. In locker rooms across the league, players are talking. Some Lakers veterans reportedly view Cam as a missing piece, someone who can inject confidence and unlock underutilized playmaking wizardry from the duo. Others worry that integrating another high-usage shooter might muddle the offensive roles and chemistry. It's a delicate balance. Too many cooks in the kitchen can spoil the broth, but the right addition at the right time can turn a good team into an all-time great squad. Then there's the intangible yet potent factor of momentum. If the Lakers can announce the signing of a sharpshooter like Johnson right before entering the playoffs, it could send a psychological message. We're not just contenders. We're threats. In the postseason, confidence can be the difference between a first-round exit and a finals appearance. But if they miss on this, the narrative could flip. LA choked at the deadline, while Golden State got even stronger. That storyline alone would fuel sports talk shows, social media debates, and add weight to the rivalry that already defines California basketball. As for the timeline, insider whispers suggest a flurry of phone calls happening now, with both sides, aiming to finalize something before the March 1st deadline. If Cam wants clarity on his future, he may push for a resolution soon, keeping both the Lakers and Warriors on tenterhooks. Some believe Phoenix will wait until both offers are on the table, while others think they'll pick the guaranteed package that best aligns with Cam's personal and professional goals. And what about the fans? Lakers faithful are already dreaming of title parades, convinced that Cam's arrival could be the X factor that carries this team past the conference finals and into the NBA Finals. Social feeds are flooded with animated lineup graphics, highlight reel edits, and countdowns to the trade deadline. Conversely, some are sounding cautious notes, reminding everyone that dreams can turn into nightmares if the price paid is too high. They argue that draft assets are the lifeblood of sustainable success, and that giving them up for a rental can backfire if LeBron or Luka suffer untimely injuries. Now, let's be honest. This rumor has it all: superstar intrigue, a cross-state rivalry, championship stakes, and fan passion. It's the perfect storm for a blockbuster trade narrative. Whether Cam Johnson ends up walking into Crypto.com arena wearing number 23 or sliding into the Chase Center tunnel as a Warrior, this saga will be remembered as one of the most compelling storylines of the season. But what do you think? Are you on board with going all in for Cam Johnson, even if it costs significant draft capital? Or would you rather hold on to those picks and stand pat, trusting our current roster to develop chemistry down the stretch? Personally, I'm leaning toward pulling the trigger. I'd sacrifice a mid-first rounder for a proven 3-and-D wing who can complement LeBron and Luka flawlessly. It's a risk, but sometimes the highest rewards demand the boldest moves. I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below.